Hey, it's Mike Zawatsky from Unique Photo. I'm here over at the Sigma booth at WPPI. I'm here with Lindsay Adler, who's a great instructor. We've had her at Unique University before. She's been presenting a lot here at Sigma, right?
Yes, definitely. Hi, everybody. And also, just it's kind of nerdy, but I want to say thanks to Unique Photo. They were one of the first people that invited me to come speak, and I'm very passionate about being able to share my inspiration, my ideas with other people. And you were the first people to really say, really embrace me and bring me along. So thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. Lindsay is one of the rising stars in the industry, and we saw her work and we really liked it and said she's going to be a star, so we brought her in. I just wanted to ask you a couple questions about the Sigma products you're using. How much have you used the SD1, and what do you really like about it, and what are some of your favorite lenses to use on it?
Definitely. So you can actually see one of the pictures behind me shot with the Sigma SD1. Sigma SD1 is a 46 megapixel camera, and so it's like a medium format digital camera, but it's a 35 millimeter body. There are a couple of reasons that I like shooting that. First of all, everything is smaller, it's more compact, and I can get a variety of lenses to shoot. When I'm shooting, I'm not just shooting one lens, I need a variety. The image quality is amazing, the color is amazing, and then if you look around, these pictures, they're massive, the detail is fantastic. So for me personally, what it works best, like when I use the SD1 most frequently, is going to be for beauty or something really, really where I want to capture all the details. So I have a shot of this guy, his face is covered in red powder. That's something where I'd want to use it, where I need something where if the color's super saturated, it'll still capture it, and when I want to capture all the detail. So anytime I need something like that, I know what camera to switch to.
Yeah, and I saw that portrait you did of the red face, and then with regular SLR, at least from my experience, I've seen a lot of times the red tones won't come out right, or they'll blow out strange. So,
right.
So what you're saying is the SD1 handles that a little bit better?
Right. It's the way that the foveon sensor is built. It captures color better. But I've seen, a lot of times, if I shoot something that's super saturated, it actually kind of goes out of gamut. So that's actually when I chose to shoot those shots, I was testing if the camera could handle it. So it handles detail and stuff like that. Want to tell you about the lenses that I use?
One more question about the SD1. So you mentioned the quality is like medium format. Do you notice that has your workflow changed at all working with that high resolution of a sensor, or does the form factor of the 35 millimeter SLR allow you to still work quickly?
So it's a little bit of both. I'm going to say halfway. Because First of all, have you ever seen me shoot?
Yeah, when you've done a class just a couple times, but not on an actual job.
Okay, on an actual job, I shoot a ton, and I shoot really, really fast. These files are massive, and so it takes a little bit longer to actually write. So changing workflow as far as something like that, too, I generally don't shoot tethered, or when I shoot tethered, I'm going to shoot so that it just sends the JPEGs over. That works great. It's sending the JPEGs over to Lightroom or to, whatever Capture One or whatever you're using to see it. In general, basically how I handle it at this point is I'll shoot RAW plus JPEG, and then I go in and I'm doing my edit, and I don't mean my physical edit, I mean my edit through, in Lightroom or whatever, on those JPEGs. I figure out which ones I want, and then I can go back to the SD1 files, open them up, and do the double process. I have them open, and they're massive, 360 megabyte TIFFs,
wow.
Out of camera. That's what it is. So that's basically how I handle the workflow. The JPEGs to edit through, then open up the files I want to work on in Photoshop.
Okay, and what are some of your favorite lenses from Sigma, and also why?
Okay, so the two lenses that I shoot most often are the 50mm 1.4 and the 85mm 1.4. First of all, at 1.4, the bokeh is beautiful, and the blur is beautiful, and it's just, living in New York City, living in our area, there's a lot of noise.
Yeah.
You just have crap everywhere.
Yeah.
So it helps me simplify my backgrounds, and it really focuses on the eyes. And at 1.4, if I have a subject, maybe they're sitting down and they're looking up at me, just their eyes are in focus, and it's just beautiful. I shoot those a lot, can deal with low light, they're fast, good quality, sharp lenses, they focus quickly, all of that. And then the other two lenses that I regularly shoot are the 24-70 and 70-200. So that's kind of my core kit, although I recently tried the 150 macro because I do beauty, and so I'll do it's awesome.
And I guess great. Maybe the closer working distance you have with your subject is something you like about that? Yeah,
I have all these different tools that I'll use for different things. That's what happens to us photographers. We're okay, that, in this case, a 105 or a 70, that's going to be perfect. Yes, the working distance, because if I want to be photographing a model and I'm photographing something specific, I don't want to be in her face.
Right.
I want to be able to back up. The other reason I don't want to be in her face is because the light gets in the way.
Mm-hmm.
If my head's in the way, the light actually won't illuminate the model's face. So I need that 150 so I can back up a little bit and still be able to get a close macro shot. And so there's actually a shot that I took with the SD1 upstairs. It's a close-up of lips. And it was that same thing. I tried it with a different lens. I was trying it at 70. It wasn't working. I flipped to 150. I have that working distance, and it works great. So, yep.
Okay, great. Again, it's Mike Sawatsky with Unique Photo. Lindsay's going to be speaking here for the rest of the show. Come by the Sigma booth, check out the lenses, check her speak. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.